Hi, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I am Paula Okonneh with Chatting with the Experts, and as you know, that's a podcast. But recently, I've been doing something different, which is after I've done a podcast, go back behind the scenes, I guess, and speak with my guests on video. And so today is no different. My guest on the podcast is right here in front of us, Jacquel Tucker. And she is the founder and coach of My Purpose on Fire, as well as the founder and executive director of the Jamaica Project. And why we are doing this behind the scenes is that while we were recording the podcast, we started talking about purpose. And I said, let's just do a 5 minute clip in which she can expand on purpose. That doesn't sound expand on purpose. But just doesn't quite sound right, but you know what I mean. And so, Jacquel, welcome to the video portion of Chatting with the Experts. And let's talk more about purpose. Tell us about Purpose on Fire, how it started, and why purpose is important.
I've had such a great time with you. So I love this behind the scenes, right? So we're going to dive into it because when you all listen to the podcast, you'll see exactly that my foundation is purpose. So a little bit about My Purpose on Fire and how that came to be. I grew up in Jamaica. You'll learn more about that. There were days when pretty much we bought our dinner every day. And to go from that to during a pandemic here in the USA, to have my tiny nonprofit feed up to 2,000 families per month and then serve over 10 communities in Jamaica, I mean, that's just mind-blowing. And that is purpose in action. That is purpose itself showing up. And so God actually has ordained my destiny from the get-go, from that small community. And I had to understand that. It doesn't matter where I was from, what was happening around me, the poverty that we were experiencing, that He had a greater plan for me, and it led up to that day in 2020 and also 2021. And so that is what's called purpose. And I had to find my way there. It's not easy. We go through life, we're living it for ourselves, we're getting this job and that job, we're buying this bag and that bag. And that shoes, yes, you know what I'm talking about. And you're like, oh, if I only get that other car, that's going to make me happy. And, or get to six figures. Oh, if I just get to six figures, make $1 million. But I can tell you what, you will get all those things and do all that. And you're going to be missing some key things. You're going to be missing that joy, that passion, that fulfillment, because your life is about purpose, right? He knew you from your mother's womb, and He called and set you apart. And so your story's been written from start to end. You are here for a specific reason. I don't know how that makes you feel, but in this world of comparison, that makes me feel like, wow, I am unique. Like God has me here for certain people, to help certain people, to appeal and transform certain people with my experiences. So yes, my life has value, and there are people waiting for me to bring change to their lives. And that is you also. This whole audience, everyone who's listening, this is for you as well. This is what purpose is. Because when you find it, whether you say, I'm going to do it through a career where I'm working for someone, or whether I'm doing it through launching my own business, my own online course, coaching program, podcast, I'm going to write this book, or I'm going to launch a nonprofit, right? Whatever it is, when you do that, and that is the thing you use to transform people's lives, the avenue, the platform, then that is the fulfillment of your purpose. It's greater than you. Anytime we get locked into, oh, I want this for me, that for me, this for me, that is not about purpose. Your purpose is, the end goal is always about someone else. And how can I make someone's life better? When you do that, friends, I'm telling you, I don't care. You could wake up, the whole world is falling apart, because like now it is.
Yep.
You will still wake up with joy. Like, let's see what this day brings. Because whatever it is, I'm going to be happy about what I'm doing.
I love it. I love it. And she said it in more words than I could express. But one thing that you will hear when you listen to the podcast is, us saying that when we all identify what that purpose is in our life, why we have been put on earth, then we can walk with authority and with a peace within us that we're doing what we have been called to do. And that takes away a lot of the worry, the stress, the anxiety of, am I doing the right thing? Because even if it's just one, what you consider little thing, that, if that is your purpose, is enough to change the world, change somebody's life, one person at a time. Because that one person whose life you touch, I mean, sometimes it's just you who change the whole trajectory because you were fulfilling your purpose, your God given purpose. So thank you all. Thank you, Jacquel. I mean, it's amazing to have even met you. That's a story in its own. But thank you for elaborating more on what you have been called to do and why everyone needs to recognize their purpose. And for my listeners on my podcast, Chatting with the Experts, join us every week when we put out a podcast. We'll always have a behind the scenes so you get to see who the guest is and listen and see what they are about. Thank you again, Jacquel. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate you.